It has now been 35 years since the Millbrook Twins went missing from Augusta, and it is a case that has taken twists and turns throughout the years, but still tonight, many questions remain.
Now the family is still fighting to find out more, and Fox 54's Lucy Birch spoke with their younger sister and tells their story from where that case began.
Back on March 18th, 1990, 15-year-old twins Jeannette and Dannette Millbrook went to this very convenient store right behind me, at the time called the Pump and Shop. They were there to get their usual snacks, which was chips and drinks. But once they left the store, they were never seen again.
I never forget, they told me, "We coming back, girl." They left out the front door and we ain't seen them since.
Today, we shine light on the disappearance of the Millbrook Twins. Dannette and Jeannette Millbrook were born April 2nd, 1974, to parents Mary Louise Sturgis and Johnny Millbrook. The twins were part of a large family of 8 siblings, raised primarily by their mother in Augusta, Georgia. Though they didn't have a close relationship with their father, the girls shared a deep bond with their mother and siblings. Fraternal twins with an unbreakable bond, yet 2 very different personalities. Jeannette was the quiet one, gentle and soft-spoken. She loved animals and preferred to stay out of the spotlight. Dannette, on the other hand, was outgoing and outspoken, the protector, always looking out for her twin. Those who knew them described them as good, grounded teenagers, respectful, kind, and responsible. Not the kind of girls who cause trouble. They enjoyed the simple things, watching TV, singing along to the radio, and spending time with family. At the time of their disappearance, both girls were 9th graders at Lucy C. Laney High School. Dannette had briefly attended an alternative school for extra academic support, but both girls were doing well and focused on their future. The Millbrook family lived in the Jennings Place apartments on the 1800 block of Cooney Circle, a small public housing community in Augusta, Georgia. They had recently moved there a couple of months earlier. Like much of the South, in the 1990s, Augusta was still burdened by the lasting effects of racial inequality. Decades after the Civil Rights Movement, many Black communities in the city continue to face poverty, limited job opportunities, and unequal treatment by local institutions, including law enforcement. For many Black families, justice was not always guaranteed. Too often, their voices went unheard, their pain overlooked. On Sunday, March 18, 1990, that morning, the Millbrook family attended church just as they always did. After the service, the twins walked to a nearby Church's Chicken on Laney Walker Boulevard to pick up lunch for the family. When they returned home, they mentioned something strange, that a man in a white van had followed them during their walk. Their mother, Miss Mary, later said the girls didn't seem scared or alarmed, and that they didn't provide much detail. After checking outside, she said she didn't think any more about it at the time. Later that afternoon, the girls told their mother they needed money for bus fare to get to school for the week. Miss Mary told them to visit their godfather, Ted, who had agreed to lend them the money. Between 2:30 and 3 p.m., Dannette and Jeannette left home, beginning the 2-mile walk to their godfather Ted's house in the Bethlehem neighborhood on Forest and 12th Street. After visiting Ted, their next stop was to their cousin Juanita's house on Tin Cup Lane, just a few minutes away from Ted's house. The twins asked if Juanita could walk home with them, but her mother said no. It was getting late and she didn't want her daughter walking after dark. From there, the girls continued to their older sister Asionda's home on Pickett Avenue, about 6 minutes away from Juanita's home. They asked her the same question, hoping for someone to walk them home, but Asionda had just given birth and couldn't go. As daylight faded, the girls began their walk home. Along the way, they stopped at the Pump and Shop convenience store at 12th Street and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. That was the last confirmed sighting of Dannette and Jeannette Millbrook. The girls never made it home. When the twins didn't return home by night, Miss Mary knew immediately that something was wrong. Her daughters weren't the type to stay out late or leave without telling anyone. As darkness fell, she began calling friends and relatives, attempting to retrace their every step. She confirmed the girls had safely reached their godfather's home. Ted gave them $20, enough for bus fare and snacks, and said they left around 4 p.m. Mary and her daughter Shantae, who was just 12 at the time, began searching that night, walking the same route the twins would have taken home. They stopped at the Pump and Shop and spoke to the clerk, Gloria, and she remembered the girls came into the store. She said they bought chips, candy, and soda.
Mom got word, and then she kept saying, something ain't right. They ain't got back yet.
Shantae Sturgis says that Sunday, the Millbrook twins left Jennings' homes, where they lived, to walk to their godfather's home on Forest Street in the Bethlehem neighborhood. Their sister, who was 12 at the time, says the girls made the trek to Forest Street so their godfather could hand them $20 to ride the city bus to and from Lucy C. Laney High School. That walk included other stops to see family and friends who say the girls wanted company.
And when my sister told them that she couldn't walk with them home because she had been too long had a baby, so they left her house walking and they went to the Pump and Shop store and they got drinks, soda, and chips.
This is the gas station on 12th Street in MLK that Shantae and her mother tell us the girls were seen buying those snacks by a gas station attendant. That attendant tells us the girls were normal that day, but they never returned home.
When Miss Mary called the police, she was told to wait 24 hours before filing a report. The next day, she called again and officially reported her daughters missing. She described them in detail. Dannette, 5'6", around 130 pounds, bow-legged, with a history of seizures. Last seen wearing a white Mickey Mouse shirt, white jeans, and black shoes. Jeannette, 5'4", about 125 pounds, last seen wearing a blue pullover top, a white turtleneck, beige skirt, white stockings, and white sneakers. Both girls had pierced ears, shoulder-length jerry curls, and identical scars near their navels from surgery as infants. But instead of compassion, Miss Mary was met with disbelief. Police told her the twins had probably run away. Days passed, then weeks, but the twins never came home. And despite the family's plea, no real investigation began. A year later, in 1991, Miss Mary was told the case had been closed. Authorities claimed the twins had turned 17 and could no longer be forced to return home if found. Then, in 1993, the girls were removed from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's database. A case officer falsely reported that the girls had been found safely, a statement that was completely false. There were no follow-up reports, no interviews, and no evidence that anyone had ever confirmed the girls' whereabouts. Some reports even suggested that the girls were placed in foster care and adopted out, but every time the family asked for proof, there was none. For decades, the Millbrook family was giving conflicting stories, misinformation, and the case gained little media attention. Meanwhile, the girls' father, Johnny Millbrook, who had a criminal record and associated with known offenders, was never questioned. He refused to provide DNA or participate in the investigation to find his daughters. He passed away in 2021. Through it all, Miss Mary and Shantae never stopped searching. They made calls, handed out flyers, and pleaded for answers. But time and time again, their cries were ignored. In 2013, more than 2 decades after the disappearance, the family's persistence finally paid off. The case was officially reopened. But by then, time had taken a toll. Leads were scarce, witnesses' memories had faded, and many of the original case files had been lost or destroyed. When new investigators reviewed what little remained, they discovered a series of serious errors that revealed just how poorly the case had been handled from the very beginning. Their last name was repeatedly misspelled. Jeanette's middle name appeared incorrectly, and even their date of birth was wrong. It was a heartbreaking confirmation of what the Millbrook family had said all along, that the twins' disappearance had never truly been investigated.
Fast forward to 2013, the sheriff's office was under new leadership and the case opened back up as they believed it was poorly handled. But as quickly as it opened, the case went cold shortly after. But their sister tells us that the outcome might have been very different had things been handled differently from the beginning.
Basically, I don't know if it was because of their color or where we lived at, because we stayed in the project. It's just like, he just basically said they ran away from home and he just left it alone. He didn't really do an investigation on my sister and them case. Had he did what he was supposed to do at the time, I think we wouldn't be here 35 years later still looking for them.
Eventually, Dannette and Jeannette were re-added to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's database. The family continues to live with uncertainty, grief, and frustration, knowing that precious time has been lost. But despite everything, the family has refused to give up hope. Their sister, Shantae Sturgis, has become the unwavering voice for her sister's story. Through her determination and relentless advocacy, she's reignited national attention and forced long overdue recognition for the injustice that has surrounded their case for decades. Dannette and Jeannette Millbrook still matter, and their story is far from over. The disappearance of the Millbrook twins is not just a story about 2 missing girls. It's a story about how easily Black children can be overlooked by the very systems meant to protect them. More than 30 years have passed, yet the family continues to wait, to search, and to hope. Because somewhere out there, someone knows what happened to Dannette and Jeannette Millbrook. If you have any information about their disappearance, please contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office.
If I was to see them now, I don't even know what I would do. We'll never give up. We're going to keep going. We've been going this long. Ain't no need to give it up.
No story is forgotten. No voice should go unheard. I pray that the Millbrook family receives the answers and closure they so deeply deserve, and that one day Dannette and Jeannette are finally brought home. Until the next time, I'm Lock Jewel, and thank you for watching Shades of Crime. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and remember to pray. God's listening.